This is part 3 of the adult guide to getting your life together. So, in part 1, we covered personal, that's the day-to-day activities and wellness, and work and career. In part 2, we covered finance, social life, and relationships. Today, in part 3, we're going to discuss environment and lifestyle, emotional maturity, and faith. So, each one plays an important role in getting your life together. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Princess Akari, and this channel is all about helping you become the best version of yourself. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, welcome to part 3 of the adult guide to getting your life together. So like I already mentioned, we did some breakdown in part 1 and part 2 of this video for personal, work and career, finance, social life, and relationships. So if you have not watched those videos, you may want to start there before coming back to continue in this video. So I have gone ahead to include the link in the description box below, so you can just go and click on it and start watching those videos. Anyway, part 3, let's get into it. We will be discussing environment, emotional maturity, and faith. So starting with your environment influences your mood, it influences your habits as well. So it's a reflection of your choices. A big part of getting your life together is making your environment easier or more manageable to live in. And the easiest way to do this is to break your environment or your lifestyle into manageable pieces. So you have your living space, you have your mental space, you have your digital space, and then the processes that would help you tie these things together. For living space, you need to look around and assess the space that you live in. For many people, they can already see ways, that they can put their living space together. Go ahead and do that. Sometimes it just needs cleaning. Sometimes it just needs, decluttering. Sometimes it needs a refresh or like a rearrangement or like a redecoration. Other times, you may just think of ways of making it more comfortable, for you as far as your budget allows, like, getting more pillows, getting this, getting that. Small things go a long way. It doesn't have to always be expensive. So look at home videos online and see the ways that people are making their spaces better for themselves. You can get inspiration there. So if you just cannot put your space together by yourself, you have tried it and it didn't work, find out what the issue is first of all. So is it the cleaning of the space, or how unorganized the space is? You can check within your close network to see who can assist you with putting your space together, or contract someone to help you do it, either a cleaner, an interior decorator, depending on your budget. The aim of all of this is to always have a clean and organized space. So it helps you think better. It helps you function better. And most times, if you're not getting the best ideas for your work or anything at all, and your space is scattered, pause. Go and tidy up your space first and then get back to work. You'll just notice that it makes things easier. So please take care of your living space. Next, mental space. This also includes boundaries and scheduling, etc. As an adult, you have to protect your time and your energy and your attention. This also includes building routines for your sleep, building routines for your rest, meal planning, cleaning. Set an alarm for when you want to start winding down for bed. Set an alarm for when you want to wake up. Start building these things routinely, little by little. And you should also notice your mental trigger points that cause you some form of mental stress. Reduce or eliminate exposure to those trigger points. Sometimes it's a social media app. Sometimes it's a friend or a family member who just needs to have less of your time and energy. Tell them Princess said so. Also, you can decide to speak to a licensed therapist or a trusted family member or a trusted friend that can help you take up some of your mental overload, because a lot of us need to declutter our mental spaces and we're carrying too much, up there, and more than we realize. I would always recommend a therapist so you don't, have to trauma dump on other people or get into some mess because the trusted individuals were not so trusted all along. So this would even cause you more mental strain. As a Christian, myself, the place of prayer also helps clear my mental space and gives me hope and motivation. I also get ideas on what to do next when I pray. Next, your digital space. You must organize a digital space. A lot of us have so much online or digital junk on our phones, our laptops, etc. It is time to declutter. You must delete unnecessary mails, unsubscribe to unnecessary emails, close random browser tabs on your phone and your computer, organize your digital files properly in a drive, back up all your files that need to be backed up, declutter your social media following, check through your following and see the people there, because their content will always be shown to you. Unfollow, mute, block, when necessary. You should always pick a suitable day or time for things like this, as much as your time or schedule allows you, and do all of this cleanse. It helps you keep your digital space organized and brings only the important things to your attention. I know that a lot of people have missed opportunities because something got lost or unattended to in one of their digital channels, maybe their social media DMs, their emails. Things got lost because it was always cluttered and filled with junk that they don't even need. So please do this as often as possible. It really helps. Next, processes. So these processes make daily life seem predictable. If you want to go to the grocery store, for example, you must have a list. You have to build routines for how often you must do your laundry, so you don't have clothes piling up and overflowing too often. You can say, okay, every Tuesday, every Saturday, I'll do my laundry. So Saturday is for maybe beddings and such. Tuesday is for other items. Just plan like routine on how you would take care of those things. You should also have routines for cleaning as well. So you can say, oh, my cleaning day is every day for light cleaning. And then my weekends are for deep cleaning. Remember, if you cannot do something, to help you put your life together, and you have the budget to hire or to delegate someone to do it, please do that. Always get help. Don't forget that a functional environment supports a functional life. So you have to do everything you can to make that possible. You need to get it right, or at least start trying. So the next big chunk of today's talk is emotional maturity. As a functioning adult, you need emotional regulation and self-awareness. Otherwise, your life will become reactive, impulsive, draining. Part of being put together is knowing how to manage yourself and your emotions. You don't have to always suppress emotions, always pretend that everything is fine, always, spiral and crash out every time that things don't go according to plan. You need to think about these 4 areas when trying to put your emotions in order: responsibility, regulation, communication, boundaries. Responsibility, this means owning your part. Someone who always, quickly blames others, pointing fingers, deflects, or denies responsibility is not someone that you want to be. You need to be a responsible adult. When things happen, don't be quick to start pointing hands or blaming everyone or everything else except you. You must first pause, look inwards, and try to see where you may have gone wrong. Own your part first, if any, before starting to look outwards. Sometimes it is indirect, like maybe you gave someone access to you and that is why something, bad happened. So check yourself first and then take responsibility before looking outwards. Next, regulation. So this means knowing how to pause, regulate yourself before reacting, especially in high stress situations, conflicts, disappointments, or any form of misunderstanding at all. You also need to know when to rest instead of pushing things harder. You can do breathing exercises, you can take a walk, you can leave the space of confrontation where that's happening, you can give yourself a pep talk. So many ways to regulate yourself in heated moments rather than reacting, right away. There are loads and loads of resources online to help with this. Just Google, how do I regulate my emotions or something like that, and you would see a lot of resources. Next, communication. This is just like saying how you feel, asking for what you need, asking for help, clarifying assumptions, so many things. Everything concerning your emotions centers around communication. So you need to really learn how to deal with this, learn how to communicate both in writing, speaking, all of that. Try to be more empathetic when communicating, and always have your emotional intelligence antenna on. That means you're always thinking, okay, how do I approach this? Who am I talking to? And all of that. So honest friendships, therapy, and journaling can help build these emotional muscles for you. Next, we're going to faith or spirituality. In getting your life together, you need to know what you believe, what you value, and what principles guide you. So, as a Christian myself, my faith is the center of my life, my whole life. My faith involves prayer, meditation, reading the Bible, devotionals, worship, going to church and fellowships, etc. It helps me make sense of life, helps me process my challenges and maintain my hope, and discipline. I'll just give you some quick ways that you can get things together in this area. For example, you can, group the activities into what you want to do. Let's say this is what I want to do daily, and this is what I want to do weekly that will help me get my faith together. So for daily, you can say, okay, I'll set out 10 minutes to do my devotional in the morning. I'll do a short prayer in the morning or in the evening. I'll read 1 or 2 Bible chapters every morning or evening. A lot of study Bibles can help you section the Bible into daily chunks so that you're focused. Devotionals also help as well. They usually have some daily scriptures in there that can help you. Then you can say, okay, that's for daily. Weekly, for weekly, I'll go for fellowships, Bible study, church services. I'll listen to sermons or like podcasts or teachings, and then put all those things together as well. So now you know what you do for daily and for weekly. So for these faith-based activities, there are some apps and digital tools that can also help. So there's the YouVersion Bible app. It has a lot of things to help you with Spotify, YouTube playlists, for worship music, podcasts, and sermons. Another thing that can also help you is setting alarms so that you're reminded to do the things that you have set to do. You also need an actual physical Bible or like physical devotionals or something that's the one you can feel, the one you can touch, especially if you get distracted easily when you have your phone or any other kind of device with you. So my faith touches every part of my adulthood, my relationships, my career decisions, my finances, crisis management, my confidence, my discipline, my boundaries, my forgiveness, everything. So it is important that I put my best foot forward here, and so should you. So guys, this is the end of our series. In this 3-part series, we've talked about how to get your life together and have highlighted 7 major areas. We've highlighted personal, we've highlighted work and career, we've highlighted finance, we've highlighted social life and relationships, we've highlighted environment, we've highlighted emotional maturity, and we've also highlighted faith. So if this video helped you in any way or gave you a few ideas, make sure to give it a like and leave a comment. If you want more content on personal growth, career, and becoming a high-functioning adult, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We do and talk about a lot of that here. So thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!